I started my stream too soon. I was in the mountains still yet. Wasn't thinking. Anyways, got a nice little 1-hour drive down to Kingman, Arizona. Meeting up with my buddy Rob. He lives on a 40-acre parcel in Arizona, up in the mountain. Got him a house up in Las Vegas too, so we're gonna hook up. Tony, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. I gotta hold this camera because I had it up here on this little mount right here, but that sun's coming right through the windshield. It got hot in like 5 minutes. It's getting hot in this car too. I'd turn that heater off. It's only about 52 degrees out right now, but with that sun coming in the windshield, you know, that just makes me start cooking. Yeah, it's amazing. January, what is it, the 30th? January 30th. Wow, 61 already down there. I think here in Kingman it's only going to get up to, I think it showed 62 or 63 today. Vegas, it'll get a little bit warmer. Mid to high 60s. Yesterday was a nice day. Me and Debbie worked outside all day, busting out some more concrete, trying to make a nice little area for the chickens and ducks. Cruising right along about 77, 78 miles an hour. I'm not going to tell you what the speed zone is. They put a red light or a stoplight out here because they put in these dang truck stops. Got about 4 truck stops out here now. Got this one called the last stop. Down the road they got a couple more on the right and one on the left. So they put that red light in, which is kind of crazy. I can see where they need it though, but what they need to do is build a bridge there. Because even with that stoplight, somebody's going to get killed. You know, you come running down the freeway here, I mean, you think it's a freeway, you're not expecting any lights, so if you're not paying good attention, you're liable to run the red light. So that's Rosie's right here. Well, it used to be Rosie's. It's Starbucks now. We used to ride our motorcycles down here, have a nice breakfast. And here's another truck stop right there. We're out in the middle of nowhere. They've got 3 truck stops, 4 regular gas stations. Got a couple fast food places up here now. This is called the White Hills right here to the left. And there's probably about maybe 100 homes scattered through there. I think half of it's the tweakers escaping Las Vegas. coming out and hiding in the hills. Only because I know a few people that moved out there. Yeah, here's a TA truck stop on the left. Got Carl's Jr.'s, Del Taco. Like I say, we're out here in the middle of nowhere, basically. It's amazing that, well, I think the truck stops, so they kind of make sense because the truck drivers, whenever they leave Las Vegas heading to Phoenix, then they want a place where they can stop. Or coming into Las Vegas, a place where they can stop right before they get to Vegas. I got that GoPro on the dash. It just shut off, but I think the reason is because it got too doggone hot. Yeah, it's hotter than hell. That sun coming through that windshield is bad. Wow, Michael, that's chilly down there. Let's see. Hey, Rebecca, how are you? Nice to see you. Haven't been over to your channel for a while. I'm getting ready to. I've been busy on so much stuff that I've neglected all my people that I'm subscribed to. I think whenever I get home this weekend, I'm going to take the time. I got about 1,000 or so people that I'm subscribed to. I need to go through and touch base with everybody. You know how it goes, though. I mean, so many channels we swap subscriptions with. You know, we meet everybody on different channels. You know, I'll sub to you, you sub to me, and then, you know, we don't get back to all them channels. Look at this big moving thing over here. We got a police escort. Wow. That was one of those big mining dump truck beds. Gotta hold this camera back away from the windshield a little bit more. Just trying to focus in on all the dirt spots on the windshield. I put out a good premiere yesterday. It was Oatman, Arizona. That's an old mining town. It's east of Laughlin, Nevada, about 30 miles. It's right on old Route 66. So it's probably only about 10 miles north of Interstate 40 and Needles. Just before Needles, California, just before you go over the bridge over the Colorado River. If you're coming on Interstate 40, you want to go north about 10 miles, and you hit Oatman, Arizona. It's an old mining town. They probably got maybe 50 residents living out there in the hills and whatnot. But it's a pretty neat little town. It's got burros, you know, jackasses walking the street, not including me. Got real jackasses, donkeys, whatever you prefer to call them, walking the streets all the time, begging for food from everybody. They have shootouts there, high noon on the weekends. There's a hotel there with a little ice got a nice little bar, restaurant. And it's one of those places where they stick dollar bills all over the walls and the ceilings. Really neat little place. And there's a lot of souvenir shops, you know, different types of Western wear, knickknacks, little souvenir signs. And they always got a lot of canned stuff, you know, jellies and honey and different things like that. It's a really neat little town. I went up and flew my drone up towards the top of the mountain right there. I was having a little trouble with my drone though. My SD card wasn't wanting to read very good. I solved that problem since then, but I did get a little bit of drone footage up the mountain. And that's Route 66. If you come out of Kingman, which is where I'm going right now, that's Route 66 also. It's right off of Interstate 40. And if you can take Route 66 from Kingman over the mountain, it'll be over this way, and you can hit that town of Oatman that way. But Debbie and I, we were down in Laughlin for the weekend. That was 2 weeks ago, I think, 2 or 3 weeks. We were down there for the weekend just to get do a little getaway from Las Vegas. And we went there and stayed at Don Laughlin's Riverside Casino, and went on over to Oatman for the afternoon. Had a nice lunch over there. We like going down there maybe 2 times a year. Or me and some of my guys will take off on our motorcycles a couple times and go down there. I think the last time we were down there in October on our motorcycles. Anyways, I got 3 or 4 videos on Oatman. If you want to check that town out. And I like taking videos of those towns, that way people, when they're out traveling, they don't know about these places, you know. And I'm always finding these off-the-road places, you know, these nice scenic places to go check out. Otherwise, you get on the interstate and you pass everything up. Debbie and I, we get in the RV, we like to go to the small towns and check things out. Now that we got our e-bikes, this year we're going to really get out. Yeah, Tony, Oatman's real cool, you know that. Hey, buds. How you doing, Sue? Hope I didn't miss you. Welcome, welcome. So you got Oatman, that's a neat town. And then if you go down to Needles, which is right off of Interstate 40, Route 66 goes through there as well. Back in the day, they didn't know which way to go through the mountains, you know, so Route 66 kind of winds this way and that way. And then whenever they came in with the interstate system later on, there's some areas where Route 66 is right off the freeway, and some areas where you got to travel 5 or so miles, 10 miles maybe, to reach a point, you know. But a lot of old towns on Route 66. Needles is a neat town. If you get off the freeway there and take Route 66 just on the north side of Needles, you'll see all the train depots and everything down through there if you're a rail fanner or in the trains. A lot of neat places down there. Oh, Michael, you got to get out west sometime. You're missing a whole other half of the United States. Don't go through that southern part of Texas, so that's the most boring place on earth, almost. I mean, from San Antonio to El Paso, it's the most desolate area. That drive. That, and whenever I'm traveling, I like to feel like I've got somewhere. And if you're on Interstate 10, it is approximately 850 miles from Beaumont, Texas to El Paso. And if you go from El Paso to Beaumont, it's like 890. I don't know how that happens. Maybe it just seems longer. That's not true. It's only 850 miles. Either way. So Route 66, I was fortunate enough to travel through. My mom and dad, they loved to travel. My dad drove truck all his life, so he was used to scenery and loved driving. So they took us on vacations quite often. In our early days, back in the 60s, we would travel, you know, growing up in Illinois, grew up in central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana. And in our early days, we would travel south to Kentucky, Tennessee, and then by the 70s, we would go to Missouri, and we'd go to places like Merrimack Caverns, you know, Jesse James Hideout, and Kentucky and Tennessee. You know, we'll go to the mines down in Kentucky. Tennessee, I remember we went over to Ruby Falls. I think that's on the far east side. I don't know why I lost signal there. That's weird. Anyways, in 72, Dad started taking 2 kids to Daytona Beach to the motorcycle races, and then he'd take 2 of us other kids down to Houston, Texas. In Houston in February, Daytona Beach in March for the motorcycle races, and the next year he would flip it around, you know, for the other 2. Back then there was just 4 boys and a sister, and then we had our baby brother, but he was 9 years younger than me, so Dad would take 2 of us boys to Daytona, 2 boys to Houston. Next year flip it around, so that was good traveling. And then by 1976, his mom had moved out to, or 1975, his mom had moved out to Arizona with his sister, and some other relatives lived in Arizona. So we started traveling out west after my mom's mom passed away. And man, I'll tell you what, that was a whole new world came into vision for me. The further we came west, the more amazing it got. And the point where I was starting out at is Route 66. We traveled Route 66. Well, it was interstate system already, but Route 66, you had to go through a lot of the towns, mainly in Texas, Oklahoma, Texas, and New Mexico and Arizona. You had to drive through the towns that Route 66 originated through. You know, Amarillo, Texas, you drove right through the town. You didn't drive on the freeway. Then New Mexico, you had Tucumcari, Santa Rosa, all them towns. It was just so neat to see the old motels, the old motels, the old gas stations from the 50s. And by the time you hit New Mexico, you start getting into the bigger hills, not really mountains yet. But you wonder, are these the mountains? Are these the mountains? Dad's like, no, you'll know the mountains when you see them. Sure enough, the more we got into western New Mexico, we started getting into the mountains. Albuquerque, New Mexico is about where you really start getting into the mountains if you're running on Interstate 40. And then Arizona, definitely you're in the mountains. So, these are small mountains here that we're seeing. Now, these mountains aren't that big. Go through a couple of mountainous areas between here and Phoenix. I mean, you're just skirting through, like right here, we're going through what I would call the valley between these two mountain ridges. So I don't even consider this being in the mountains. We're going to Phoenix, you go through, you'll go over one big mountain range. And then from Las Vegas, if you're heading to California, you go up and over probably about 4 different mountain ranges. And then whenever you hit Cajon, which is just north of San Bernardino and Riverside area, come down Cajon Pass, that's quite a drop off of that mountain. I think what we're considered is, I don't know how they call it exactly, the high mountains or whatever, what do they call that, Tony? I know we're in the Sierra Nevadas up in Las Vegas. They run pretty much up the border between Nevada and California. Okay, Michael, have a good day. Appreciate you. Oh, high desert is what they consider it. We're in the desert, but they consider it the high desert because of the elevation. And just as it gets hotter than heck in the high desert, in the night times that temperature drops and gets colder than heck. We're getting close to Kingman. I'd say another 10 miles, 15 miles tops. That high mountain ridge straight ahead, that second ridge, is Kingman. Actually, it sets in between the first ridge and the second ridge. And over those mountains over there is Laughlin, Nevada, Laughlin, Bullhead City. clear day though. Hey Kate, how you doing? Nice to see you. I was checking out your video earlier, that power wash in the backyard. And that's where I'm at home right now. We just moved the duck pens and chicken pens around yesterday. We're getting a new area for them, so we was out there doing a lot of cleaning. And if I get home today, I gotta do my power washing. So where was I? Oh yeah. Oh, there's the dump. This is how we do our dumps out west, guys. Check this out. Not in all out west, but might be a little windy here for a second. I don't know if you can see that mountain, that lower ridge right there. They build the dirt up and then we make a garbage dump out of it. They just bury it right there. So we literally make mountains of trash. Coming down to Kingman to see my buddy Rob. He lives probably about 45 minutes east of Kingman. So we're going to meet down here. We're going to go to a meeting at noon. And then go by a couple of gun stores. I'm looking for a hunting rifle, a new hunting rifle. What are your guys' if you go hunting or whatever, what's your go-to rifle for hunting? You know, hunting deer or elk or antelope, things of that nature. Get a new 22 long rifle with a nice scope on it for a smaller game, you know, like sitting ducks, you know, like rabbit, squirrel, things that are just sitting there, you know, aren't on the move. You can shoot easier. That's a lot cheaper round, you know. That 22 long round is pennies on the dollar compared to, you know, a 30-30 or 30-06 or 223. So what's your go-to? What do you guys like for game rifles? You like a 303 or 308 or 30-06? What do you guys think? Hey John, how are you? Welcome in. Yeah, I'm taking a little drive from Las Vegas to Kingman. It's about, let's see, it's 6 miles to Hoover Dam from Kingman, and I'm 4 miles over the dam, so it's about 88 miles. So a little over an hour drive. Running about 76 miles an hour. you're welcome. I appreciate you dropping in, Kate. Down here to check out the pricing, you know, between Arizona and Nevada. Sometimes you can find better deals in Arizona. Arizona's it's always been a more I don't know how to word it. It's hard to word stuff anymore with today's. People get upset, you know. But anyways, Arizona is pretty always been into the Second Amendment, you know, and gun tolerable. When I first moved there in 1976, it was kind of surprising to see people with sidearms. And then what happened? I got a sidearm. Here's a big jerky store. Get your beef jerky right there. There's always places in Arizona and Nevada with jerky and local honey. For those who didn't know, if you get allergies or something, just go buy you some local honey. Allergies. I know when I went to California and worked for 3 years, I had to get some local honey from over there. Whenever I moved from Arizona to Nevada, I had to do the same thing. So that way is Laughlin. Turnoff's right up here. It's only about 15 miles over the mountain. There's a turnoff. We're gonna go up and over this small little mountain ridge right here, and then we'll drop right into Kingman. So if you please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelt. Appreciate you flying on Henderson Airlines. Don't take off yet, the show's not over, guys. I'm going to take you right into Route 66, show you around a little bit of Route 66 and old downtown Kingman. We'll be there in about 5 minutes. I stopped by Chick-fil-A before I left Henderson. I picked me up a nice sausage burrito, breakfast burrito. You're at Debbie one. I took it home to her before taking off. If you haven't tried Chick-fil-A breakfast sausage burrito or bacon burrito, whatever your preference. Alright, this is a good place to go four-wheeling right over here. This is some BLM land. Take the Jeep out there, that's a neat area. This is still one of those towns where you have to drive through town to get to the freeway. There's no way around it. You sure do need a bypass here. Sometimes the traffic gets backed all the way up to the hill right here. Fridays around maybe by noon or 1 p.m. traffic starts getting backed up here. People are going from Nevada to Arizona, more so from Las Vegas to Phoenix. So going to Arizona, we still have to go through, or I say Arizona. Whenever I say Arizona, usually I mean Phoenix. That's where I go most of the time. But going there, I still have to drive through the towns of Kingman. No way around it. And then you have to drive through the small town of Wickiup. And you have to drive through the almost small town of Wickenburg in order to get to Phoenix. So there's 3 towns that the highway takes you through. One day there will be a bypass for all of them. Okay, let's see, gas prices here are $3.13 at the travel center and $3.19 at this gas station. However, what I do is I always hit the freeway right here and I head east towards Flagstaff. That's the way you go to get to Phoenix. So I head east right here, and 10 miles out of town you get up on top of the hill. There's 2 truck stops out there, and you'll save about 15 cents a gallon if you wait until you get out there to get gas. It's going to be about $2.90, maybe $2.85. Hey Mark, welcome in. How are you? Just got down to Kingman. We're going to take just a short little tour over here to Route 66 real quick. On the old downtown Route 66 of Kingman. And stop by the train station maybe. Then I'm going to come back over here to my left and meet a friend at 11:30. Hang on a second, let me roll some windows down so I can see out the windows too. It's a neat little train setup they got here on the left. It's a museum on the right. I'm going to pull in here and show you this little spot right here where you can get your tourists come right here and do their pictures for Route 66. We're going to drive around. They can park their car right here. I've got photos of me and my motorcycle right there, plus me by myself standing right there. So you just come around here. We'll go across the street there too here in just a minute. But you come right through here. Get your photos taken in the Route 66 sign. Neat little spot. Hang on a second, I got something going on over here with my GoPro. It heated up earlier, so I got it cooled down. I'm gonna get my GoPro going. Every time I travel, I get some road footage on my GoPro. So yeah, you get your Souvenir pictures taken right here. Neat little museum right there. I've been in that visitor center. Railroad tracks are running right there on the west side of me. That's the old Santa Fe train over there. Try not to get a ticket for having my phone out. This is a neat little burger joint right here. Mr. D's. Oh, there's a train. That's for you rail fanners. I'm gonna have to catch me a couple of trains while I'm in town. I got I'm friends with probably about 15 train channels, rail fanning channels. Anyways, got some old cars in here. Looks like a 69 Chevelle right there. Old panel truck out back. My dad had one of them in the mid-60s, I remember. Looks like price. Yeah, prices on them old babies are between $6,000 and $12,000. Be a good spot right here to catch trains from, yeah. Get the train videos. We'll be out of the way here in just a minute, and I'll get back to some Route 66 stuff. Thought we could catch this CNSF as it went by. Nice graffiti. One of my biggest friends on the train channels is Boxcar Jerry. I like Boxcar Jerry a lot. I like the other ones as well, you know, but Boxcar Jerry is one that I talk to more often. Big support for my channel. Wow, we got a couple of engines down here pushing. Yeah, this baby's loaded. I see the gas is coming out of the engine, so yeah, they're running, so got them a heavy load going through the mountains here. I don't know how many engines they had up front, 3 or 4, I believe. I'll come back later and catch me a couple good train videos. That way I can tag my train friends. Check that out. That buffalo carrying that old stagecoach. That's pretty slick. What's he got over here? This is just somebody's private property right there. 2 more buffalo there. Thought I was in Wyoming. Go down here and cross back over them tracks down here by the railroad station. Route 66 coming through Kingman, Arizona. Bet that old hotel could tell some stories. Air cooled. Not air conditioned, just air cooled. That could be swamp coolers. More than likely it is. I see a swamp cooler up there on top of that cover there. Swamp cooler up on top of the building, yep. Don't be looking for air conditioning, just air cooled. The old train station here. Got this graffiti. Not graffiti, that's a, what you call it. I'm gonna drive around that tank there. I think they might have some stuff on the backside as well. There's Kramer's air conditioning. Nope, nothing back here, just that one mural on the front. It was worth a little drive around. It's a lot better than trying to video on my motorcycle. Come down this road here taking video on the motorcycle, and it's kind of tough. We'll check out a couple more Route 66 things. I like the old murals on the walls with the Route 66 stuff. Just did my first live in my studio at the house the other day, and if you notice in that video, I have my Route 66 sign. I'm definitely a fan of Route 66. It's my favorite highway in the United States. Go up here about another half mile, then I'll cut back just on this side of that hill right there. That'll take me right downtown. Right downtown on the main drag of old downtown Kingman. That's not the road I want. It's right up here. I dig these old motels like that. I'm gonna have to do it. I think I can do it. It doesn't say no left turn. Yeah, get your kicks on Route 66. That's right. You're there. I came to a car show down here, oh, maybe 3 or 4 months ago. Flew my drone over the cars, and then they had some old vintage camper trailers out there. That's a neat little show they had. I'm gonna have to put together a playlist just Route 66. So I plan on. I like race cars too. But I plan on doing some more Route 66 stuff this coming up summer. I'll have have to make a Route 66 playlist. One of these days I might just... I can't believe I lost it. What do we got? 1960s internet here? Come on, man. Let's get with it, guys. You know you got to have internet. We all want to have internet nowadays, right? Fire department. Where do they keep their fire engines at? Oh wow, look at this. It has to go down this road. This is all the city stuff here. Check out the courthouse. Guilty. 2 years, county jail. So that's the county courthouse. This is the county superior court. I don't know what the difference is. St. Mary's Catholic Church. 3rd Street. Where am I? I know later at 11:30 I need to meet Rob on Northern. So if you guys see Northern, yell at me. Oh, county workers. No, them are inmates. Ah, got the inmates out working. Nice. That's probably small offenses, you know, like maybe some DWIs or some fines that they neglected to pay, so they got a little 30 days in jail, getting them out on the work release program. Into the line. Get turned around. I should have brought some stickers. I could have put one of my stickers up there. Maybe I'll fly my drone on it over a train. I see what they're doing. They've narrowed this road down. This is all new right here. They've taken the old downtown road and tried to fancy it up. Kingman, Arizona is getting fancy, guys. Got them a new steel structure here. What time is it? It's almost 10 o'clock. No, almost 11 o'clock Arizona time. This clock's on Nevada time in the car. That's where you go pawn your watch so you can get out of town. It's a cool little motorcycle accessory place, Thunder Road. I've been in there before. They got some neat stuff. What's that all about? I don't know what it says. I see them flags down south all the time, though. Almost wore my hat today. I ain't telling you which hat. That's a cool sign there. Alright, I'm going to buzz back over here by the visitor center. turn left here? I think so. I'm gonna buzz by the visitor center and hang out, use the restroom in a little bit, and give my buddy a call, see where he's at. We're gonna meet in about 30 minutes. Maybe I'll get me a couple of trains go by. There we go. Got some tourists getting their pictures taken by the Route 66 sign. They speak Russian. One of my good friends in Las Vegas used to work for me whenever I was still doing concrete work. Nikolai, he's from Moscow, grew up in Moscow. I know what tough times is about. He grew up during the under the Communist Party, the Soviet Socialist Republic. And he said it was unbelievable that turn everything off here. You know, neighbors used to tell on each other, just like Nazi Germany, you know. You had to be real careful what you said, who you said it to. And he said it was like that one day, and then the next day, the whole country flipped to where it wasn't communist anymore. He said it was unbelievable. Okay, let's see. Lock these doors. Another train coming by. Yeah, boy, it's loud. Okay. I'm just going to come in the visitor center real quick. Been on here right at 1 hour, so I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek inside. Then I'm going to get off here, take care of business, get a hold of my buddy Rob, go have some lunch. Anyway, this is a neat little visitor center here. I'm going to shut it down. Appreciate you guys coming along. Have a great day.